Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. Hi, I'm your host for LG Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Sistas on BET. This is season 9, episode 14. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video, and you can also subscribe. You can leave your comments below. Now let's get into this episode. All right, so we start off with the big conversation. And this is with Aaron and Karen. As we know, Karen says that I want to leave Atlanta immediately. She's not feeling herself and she just needs to go someplace else. Aaron is asking the right questions. How are you going to feel in 6 months? What if this goes away? Will you come back? What if where you go is not satisfying enough? She's saying that I'm not myself. Even Pam was talking to me in regards to, like, you're not even concerned about the shop anymore. Da 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 da. I just need to get away. And Aaron asks, so would you be leaving if this baby was asked? Karen said, I thought we were past this. What, 2 episodes ago? I don't get that. Like, Karen, after 4, 5 seasons of I want Zach back, you stole my life, that a criminy type of attitude, da 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 da, and now you've switched, which is cool, but like, we don't know what's true or false as of yet. We got to see this work out, and we haven't seen any affection or any type of care for Aaron since last season when y'all finally had sex. But other than that, there's been nothing. So, of course, that's a legitimate question. She said, I don't want Zach no more. My future is with you. I want you and I want Faith. Da 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 da. So it looks like Aaron's like, okay, well, we're going to make some solid plans and we'll make the move when we get everything in order. So this is not going to be some fly-by-night impromptu, let's leave in the night to go off to somewhere where she don't even know where she wants to go. We'll see how that goes. From what I've been told, don't quote me, I'm just what I've been told, is Karen and Sabrina, they're going to be leaving the show. I do remember seeing some photos when they were filming season 10, and a couple of the people weren't there, which I thought one was like for a replacement for Andy, because Andy in real life, she's pregnant, but I don't know for sure what's up. But anyways, let's head on over to Danny. Danny's at her job, and I think his name is Lenny, the white guy that's been giving her all that trouble, the harassment crap that went on. He got fired. He says that they fired him over budget cuts. I said, well, they probably got to do some budget cuts after cutting that check for Danny. But look, ain't no budget cut. I mean, they're okay. So then Danny tried to inspire him. Okay, so you just gonna up and leave? You ain't gonna just like fight for your job? Because if it was me, da 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 da. So then he starts getting sassy like he always do, da 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 da. Later on, he ends up getting arrested because he done slapped a couple people. I said, Lord Jesus. And we'll get back to that. But anyways, Danny meets up with her boss. And she also says, okay, we are going to be laying off people. And Danny was like, look, I have children and you're just going to lay me off. And she's like, oh, I didn't know you had children. No. She said, no, we're going to be reducing your hours. Thank God that she got that settlement, because, I think it works in her favor. And I also, even though she loves her job, I really think that there's more in Danny to do in life. I think she's just comfortable there. Nothing wrong with comfortability. It's just if you are just stuck in a place and you're supposed to be higher than where you're at. But y'all can tell me what you think. I mean, when she was really having her eye on different things with crime and stuff, it might be cool in some type of way that she gets into law or crime or whatever. I would like to see that out of her. But Hey, y'all let me know. So she's just going to be reduced hours. But I don't think that they were going to fire Danny, especially after getting that lawsuit and giving her a payout, because it would not look good. That's at least in my opinion. Sabrina at their job. I really wish that they would find a hangout place for Sabrina and all that, because why in the world is everything happening at a bank job? Nowhere in reality would you be able to just do all the stuff that happens in a bank, especially considering Sabrina's past and all that. Why does she want to bring all that? And why are people coming to her job? Anyways, Danny's cousin comes there, and he's looking to, I thought I heard him say borrow money, but anyways, he was trying to get some money. And Maurice saw that he only had $8 in his banking account. Anyways, he sees Sabrina and they talk a little bit. Sabrina really didn't want to deal with him anymore because of the lies. Like, you didn't even say that you were in jail, da 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 da. He's talking about there was some scheme in regards to him getting this doctorate or whatever. But then he was like, well, you weren't completely honest. You had like 24 pounds of, what do you call it? What you do to your pictures on Instagram and all that stuff. All these filters. Maurice was like, I did the best with what I got. Basically, as always, Maurice is always shading Sabrina. But then you didn't tell me that you were in jail. And she said that's different. It's like, technically, yeah, it is different, but at the same time, yeah. But I mean, y'all were just supposed to be F buddies, so I don't get it. But anyways, they're gonna try again, despite, you know, her telling Danny, hey, I'm not gonna see your cousin anymore. Later on, Dylan comes, and he's bringing out, I think, his vision board or whatever, and everybody's looking like, Maurice is really into this dude, and he don't want any type of flack from Sabrina or whatever. And he was like, shut up about me out here with them or whatever. Pamela is feeling a little bit left out. Looks like could be a smidge of jealousy, as far as he's not paying attention to her at all. Oh well. That was pretty much that scene. There wasn't really much more. Andy gets a visit from Dr. Vaughn. At this point, now Dr. Vaughn is like, tell me why you're playing with my mind, girl. Basically. But like, let's get serious. Like, when can I take you on a date? They're doing all this flirting and stuff. And she was feeling some type of way because she did call Sabrina earlier in the day about Danny's just out of line. Why is she sitting up here calling me a liar and da 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 da? And Sabrina was like, well, you don't have a good track record, even with Gary and all that. I mean, you just were trying to protect Jordan, and you're about to get married to this man, so we can't really trust you around this man, and then it seems like you're lying. Anyways, but they were flirting, and it looks like they're going to give it a go. Zach and Fatima. Now, we know how we left them on last week's episode, and they were not featuring each other. Zach comes and he takes accountability. He apologizes. He didn't see what she was talking about. Even with he apologized about trying to get a doula and all that. And Fatima halfway apologizes. She was like, I did this, but I was still right. Trying to halfway apologize, but he's like, not taking accountability. But it was a different type of what I want to call it. It was more relaxed, and they were able to talk to each other because they were past all the fight, that anger and stuff. Zach did admit that he's glad that he is not tied to Karen also. I mean, there probably could have been a couple of things that Zach was dealing with. He could have been like, well, yeah, I really did lose my child, and the thought of me actually bringing a child into the world right now excited me, but then also, to be politically correct, I probably should not be feeling this way. And maybe he was angry with himself that he felt this way, considering that he's the father. Anyways, they finally make up. And then Chaz comes into the office. He really thinks that Fatima is his girl. And he can claim her. I'm like, what is your deal? Talk about, oh, this short guy always coming around. That's his woman. Where do you think he's supposed to be at, sir? So finally, Fatima puts her foot down and says, look, you can't be my client. All this obsession that you have going on, I can't deal with it. So you're going to have to go and find someplace else to go. So here comes Hayden. Chaz, where you going? You know, I'm the big man around here. Come on over to me. And Chaz wasn't thinking anything about him and just called him short. I think he called him like a short nick. You know what I mean? Oh, clowned him as Chaz walks out the door. Got yolk all over his face, and then Zach rubs it more in his face about what he called him. Zach later on goes to work out. And that guy who was visiting with him earlier this season, he now sees the mannerisms and he's questioning, like, who is his kinfolk? And long story short, he knows, is it Gloria? Zach's mom, whatever her name is. They used to call her Gold back in the day. I'm like, well, what does that mean? Because she already said what her past is like. So, okay. But anyways, at that point, he was like, you got all the mannerisms. I knew your father, the mannerisms of your father and all that. He said, well, look, both of them haven't done ish for me. He's a deadbeat and all that, and I don't really want to talk about that. That triggers Zach, and he wants to leave. He's not rude to the dude, but that was it. Fatima gets this rude woman that comes in, and we're gonna find out that this is Andy's mom, whom we haven't seen ever, which I thought she had no connection with at all. Oh, but this lady's something crazy and hellish. But to go back to Danny with Lenny, she sees him getting arrested. The cop, the same cop that was around to get the report of Karen missing, is doing everything. He's a jack of all trades as far as being a cop. So now he's showing interest in Danny, and Danny's not uninterested. So they did a slight flirting and all that. So it looks like it's going to be causing some disruption in her and Tony's relationship. At this point, it's just like, I can see why. Unfortunately, I kind of was rooting for Tony, but I don't know how I feel right now. But y'all can tell me, are you for this new Tyler Lepley police guard, or police boy, man, sorry, or are you here for Danny and Tony? Let me know. That's all I got for this episode. Y'all let me know in the comments. Enjoy your week. Please like this video, and you can subscribe. Until the next one, peace.